2-minute rounds coming out quick. That's a little awkward there. Is that a little unwritten rule?
That seemed a little bit off the glove tap. That did not. That should definitely be a little bit of more of a.
But that's not one of those things that's against the rules. It's just an unwritten rule.
Yeah, that's a bit of the, you know, when you glove tap, generally try to give him some space and reset.
Step back, reset.
That should give Steve a little more motivation to finish this fight pretty violently.
Steve fighting out of gold medal grappling, a little half mount here on top of Pierre. Probably deserves it right now after the little glove tap and the swing. That has to be something that would just fire me up.
Yeah, usually, you know, there's a couple unwritten things, whether it's in a fight or sparring, that generally people let you know first, and then after you break that more than once, generally that's
step back and fight.
Frowned upon. Absolutely.
A lot of times you'll see, like, even when we see the fights with Willie Floyd tonight, I don't know if he ever glove taps.
No.
He just said, you know what, we're here to fight, and I'm not here to be your buddy. You know?
Absolutely. Some people just don't like glove tapping at all, and you know, if you're not going to do it, don't do it. But if you are, do it. Step back. Great ground and pound on top by Steven.
Steve Adam in the black shorts, Pierre Amon in the white shorts, fighting out of the red corner. Steve mounted on top here, getting a couple of elbows in.
Very good top control, hanging out in half guard, pounding away, doing definitely efficient striking on top.
So as these fighters end up against the cage here and against the fence, you're allowed to put your feet on the cage, but no hands on the cage.
Right. I mean, sometimes what some people would do before, you could not put your fingers through, because you always really couldn't put your fingers through under unified rules. A lot of people used to put their toes through, but now refs are watching for that as well. Looks like we got the rear naked choke locked up.
See a little blood coming from the head here of Pierre Amon, fighting out of MMA sport.
Great back control.
And would you have let him stand up on that, Reed? Do you let him get back control, or do you just keep pounding away?
I would probably stay on top, keep the strike. If you're in a dominant position, I probably wouldn't let you just stand back up.
He got a couple of hammer fists in there that sounded like they connected really well. Yes. Steve just pounding Pierre away. Yes. In the black shorts, Pierre on top on a half guard here, just letting him have it.
Yes. Great top control, not letting Pierre get up. Pierre's trying to walk off, use the cage, control. He needs to get out. He needs to try to get his guard back, try to stand back up. Obviously, that's easier said than done, but...
Those blows to the ribs got to be hurting, and especially since there's some blood coming from the face now of Pierre Amon. Trying to swing around for this full mount. If he gets on top of him, gets a couple of licks in here, that is 10 seconds left.
Yes. You got to finish out on top with a couple strikes.
That round definitely, in my book, definitely goes to Steve Adam on top of gold medal grappling. Probably a little irritated about that glove touch. I bet that doesn't happen again in the second round.
No, I don't think it's gonna happen.
I mean, is that something you guys discuss outside of the ring? Is that something you guys talk about over in the warm-up area?
It depends. Sometimes you do it in the cage. Sometimes people just expect it and they walk out with their hands up. And generally, if you see them walk out with their hands up, you either just shake your head, wave it off like you don't want to do it, or you do it.
Right.
Sometimes people talk beforehand. I had an opponent want to pray with me before, which was a little off-putting, but you know, it wasn't too big of a deal.
Gotcha. As both fighters get tended to in their corner, I see a little blood coming from the eye of Pierre Amon. They're going to try to get that fixed, but it does seem to be trickling down his face. It's right around the left eye.
Yes.
Not sure what's going to happen with that. Now, the referees didn't even really come over and give it a check. Remember, in 00 Fights 20, we saw the doctor come into the ring a couple of times. But Pierre's still bleeding just a little bit. Doesn't seem to be affecting him as we get ready to start round number 2 of this 3-round fight.
I think these are different gloves than last time, too, so I don't think cuts are going to be as prevalent.
There's the bell. Both fighters meet in the middle of the ring.
Oh,
Pierre in the white shorts, Steve in the black shorts.
Ooh.
Over the top kick. Adam coming back at him.
Great takedown by Steve.
Steve Adams seems to want to stay on the ground. Doesn't seem to be like he wants to strike as much.
No, I mean, he seemed to be doing okay, but when when your strengths are definitely on the ground, on top, and he's doing so well from the top, there's no reason why to give that up.
All right. Pierre definitely trying to get back to his feet so he can get back to some striking here.
Pierre seemed to regain a little bit of composure.
Yeah, the blood doesn't seem to be coming down his face as prominent as it was in the first round. I thought maybe it might be trickling.
Oh,
great
kick.
Front kick from Steve Adam. That caught him right in the side of the head.
Yes, that was a great front kick. If that had been more shin, I think it would have been lights out.
I am surprised. Oh. Those are 2, 3.
Great ground and pound from Steve on top.
Steve Adam in the blue gloves. Pierre Amon in the red gloves. This is to the point now when you see fighters do this, if you're in the crowd, this is where you don't figure out, you don't understand what's going on. It looks lazy.
You know, the person on top, they don't want to rush straight in because sometimes you've seen it even in high level MMA.
Catch that up kick.
If you rush in, you're catching an up kick, or you can. And then if you try to stand up from the bottom, people like to rush or try to keep you down.
Just from the average, fan, you're sitting there watching going, come on, man, get off your back. But there is a little strategy to just laying there and catching your breath.
Absolutely.
Both fighters standing up, striking in the middle of the ring. I think he's a little more aware of Steve Adams' feet now. Pierre Amon has taken a shot to the face.
Both seem to be a little bit tired, but keeping the pace, pushing forward. Great knees from Steve.
Couple of knees there from Adam. Kick to the ribs again. Both fighters seem to be exhausted now.
Steven, mouthpiece almost falling out of his mouth, trying to breathe heavy, but he's still pushing forward.
This is the difference. Like when you come out to see guys like this and fight, this is something that if you've never seen 00 fights, this is what you come out for. This is actually good fighting.
Absolutely.
This is good technique. You've seen some ground and pound. You've seen some kicks. You've seen a couple of guys on the ground trying to catch their breath, a little strategy.
Yeah.
You've got just 2 guys pounding away. This is why 00 fights to me in this area ranks #1.
Yeah, the technique's not, definitely good technique. Maybe they definitely blew a little bit too much of their energy out in the first round, but they definitely are pushing the pace. Good technique. Hands are relatively up. Doing pretty good.
Constantly fighting, about 5 seconds left in the round. Catches him in the ribs. Adam with a great kick to the stomach there. Some people don't understand it because they see these guys in this kind of shape. When they get kicked in the face or they get kicked in the ribs, they're like, oh, that doesn't hurt. I can't imagine some random taking a kick like that. The kind of shape that these guys are in to take a kick like that to the stomach is unbelievable.
No.
As both corners tend to their fighters, this is where I try to pull my whole okey-doke on you, Reed. Now that the corner's not as close to me, I can't read the lips of the corner man to try to tell you what's going on. To see what's being said. We need to spin the cage or put us in a different spot. Tough when we can't hear.
I think Steve's coach just wants to keep doing what he's doing. Maybe keep his hands up a little more, push the pace. Pierre needs to finish this fight, though, to win this fight.
Right now, I have it all Steve Adam right now.
Absolutely. I don't see how you could give it any other way.
There's the bell for round number 3 of this 3-round fight. 3 3-minute rounds this event is scheduled for. Steve Adam in the black shorts wearing the blue gloves. Pierre Amon wearing the white shorts, wearing the red gloves.
Coming out a little slower in the last couple rounds, feeling each other out. Beginning of the third looks more like the beginning of the first.
And both these fighters look to be a little exhausted after those first 2 rounds. That first round took a lot out of both of them. I'm shocked that Pierre is still here. The heart that this guy's right now, because Adam has just landed some crushing blows to him in the first 2 rounds.
Absolutely, Pierre's a very tough guy. You can even see now they're both taking shots, keep coming forward. Steve with the clinch. Working to the back, working to the takedown. Possible throw. Nice, good takedown by Steve.
Now, when you're a judge and you're sitting at the table and you see that, it wasn't very clean. It was a good takedown. He's down on the ground. He's got him where he wants him to be. But do you get points for that?
Absolutely. As long as you get him down, as long as you're winning the fight, even if you guys don't really do anything, if you're on top, it's an MMA fight, so you are winning. It's your obligation as the person on the bottom to escape or attack.
Steve Adam on top with a half mount. Pierre on the bottom. Couple of elbows to the cheek there.
Yeah, I wish if Steve can get to mount, knee and belly, put the pressure, keep him against the cage. You know.
Now in this position, can you knee to the ribs?
Yes, you can knee to the ribs. You can't knee to the head because he's grounded, but shots, knees to the ribs are definitely legal.
But if he has his back turned to him, like Pierre keeps rolling, are you allowed to knee in the back?
As long as you don't hit the spine.
Okay.
You can't hit the posterior chain or the spine going from the neck, the base of the neck down.
Gotcha.
But if it hits more kidney-ish, generally it's not called for.
Now what's Pierre's play here? He's got him on the ground, and it seems to be Steve Adam on top has got him right where he wants him. It's not quite a full mount.
No, he's in half guard right now, and Pierre needs the right, really, to try to get up on his left side, get that right underhook and make space. He needs to get, or if he can get full guard. He's if he can get to standing, get his back up against the cage, get to sitting up, he can do that as well. But it's definitely a lot harder with someone on top,
especially after 3 rounds.
Absolutely,
just exhausting fighting. This is when you start hearing the corners telling you just to gut it out. And if you're a fighter, I mean, how long do you train to get ready for one of these? I mean, we like we talked about earlier, Willie Floyd and Devin's getting ready for a fight in 3 days. That's not the norm, is it?
No. I mean, generally, especially with more respectable promotions and respectable fighters, you want to have up to about 2 months training time, having an opponent, having a real camp to train for. But people get injured, stuff happens, so a lot of times you get replacements.
Well, there it is, the end of the 3rd round. We'll wait for the decision from the referees from the GCA. There's no way they can be ready for work on Monday.
No, I mean, I'm sure they're definitely stitched up, and their bosses have something to say about that.
All right, let's get the call from Rebecca here. Well, there it is. From gold medal grappling, Steve Adam comes away with a unanimous decision. He'll go over and get the trophy from the Hooters sponsors. Great fight, though, from Pierre to even get it to the 3rd round, if you ask me. I didn't think that he was going to make it that long after the 1st round, and especially after the couple of shots that we saw him take.